I love it.
We work with each other. George, your phone sideways.
You talk to. I was gonna.
Test.
I was hoping. Well, we haven't seen it. Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. I was wondering.
Everybody, get started here soon.
Yeah. I started liking on it. I want.
He was in the restaurant.
Hey, everybody, we're about to get started. So if you could take your seats, we're going to do some interactive stuff. It's going to be exciting. We only have 45 minutes. So if we could kick this off, it would be greatly appreciated.
It's just Gust, and then you just go.
Got it. Thank you.
Well, you'll catch me.
All right, we're going to get started right now. This is how to 10x your product management with AI. We've got two great speakers. So we got Mike and Sasha here, and you can read their bios because we'll have that posted. But they're both from Darty. They've been working with AI and machine learning for quite some time. So I'm excited to see how this works. Cool, Dave. Thank you. Take it away, guys.
Thank you for the introduction.
All righty, thank you for that. I am so excited to be here. I've been on the speaker circuit this year, and this is my last conference for the year, and it is my first conference in Chicago, which I call home. So thank you for everyone who voted for us. We're really excited to kick this off today. Sasha and I have done a form of this for PDMA, which is the Product Development and Management Association, and a longer version of this in St. Louis for their national conference. So based on the feedback, we thought we'd bring it home to Product Camp. This is a little bit of a delay. There we go. This is us. Sasha, you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Mike. Yeah, my name is Sasha Snyder. I'm a principal consultant in the business alignment at Doherty Business Solutions. Up here, I've got two truths and a lie. I love to play games. So I thought, since it's going to be interactive, kind of get your guys' involvement, give you two truths and a lie, see if you can figure that out. All right, here we go. Back in my college years, I went to a couple different schools. One of the schools I went to was the University of Kansas, where I studied chemical engineering and played baseball. That's number one. Number two, when I was a little kid, I traveled a lot. My dad was a military man. My mom was from overseas. And through my childhood, I learned how to count to 10 in 27 different languages. And finally, once upon a time, I did some acting work on a Bruce Willis movie called Tears of the Sun, where I dressed in military gear and was directed by Antoine Fuqua, who previously directed Denzel Washington in Training Day. Which one of those three is the one? First one?
Three.
Three
Second.
and two.
Two.
Who says two? There we go. Now, if I use Gen AI, I definitely could count to 10.
Yeah, in 27
I could do
different
it.
languages. I think one of my biggest challenges was creating an app that we had to translate into 27 different languages. So I'm Mike Hyzy. I'm the Senior Director of AI Innovation and Strategy at Darty Business Solutions. I had a book published last year, Gamification for Product Development. And me and Sasha connected for our love of film. I had a award-winning documentary short, Prevention Through Engagement, which touched on the fentanyl crisis a couple of years ago when it was just started. So we love innovation, we love being creative, and that's what we're going to do today. So as you heard Dan talk about, that AI is primarily mathematics. So the next 45 minutes, we're going to give you a summary of PhD level calculus. We're going to be interactive. So we're going to do a couple slides in PowerPoint, then we're going to switch to like real live ChatGPT, and we're going to prompt the language model. We're going to get responses and feedback from the audience, and let's show you how to really 10x your product management. It's not just AI, but we're going to talk about the things that we do as product developers that we think that everyone in product should do, right? It's not just the LLM, it's what we do with the LLM that makes us who we are.
And this is going to be a great continuation of Dan was working on earlier.
Yep.
If your creative juices aren't flowing, I mean, I was listening to him earlier and I was like, new product, right? How about AI generated sign language assistant? Well,
Huh?
we're speaking up here, right?
Yep.
But then you go out and you find out that it's already been done, or someone else is working on it. But those are the kind of things that generate
Yep.
lots of creativity.
So why 10x your product management? You're able to stay ahead of the curve, and that's one of the first key points that we're going to go over, how to do that. Supercharged decision making. We just saw a great presentation by Atif Rafiq, who's a former CIO of Volvo, CDO of McDonald's. He has a new book called Decision Sprint, and his new company Ritual was how AI could help you make big decisions. So that was really interesting. And let's work smarter, not harder. Do we really have to work 40 hours? Can we work 20 with ChatGPT and get to 40? There's a lot of efficiencies that can be gains. But there's a lot of bad energy in the market when we talk about AI, right? There are people writing about that. Oh yeah, AI is just going to replace all product managers. And honestly, who needs humans anymore when we have ChatGPT? Yeah.
I love Bison Dingus.
Yeah, that is not going to happen. I see that there are definitely different futures that will happen in our industry. One is that it helps us become super efficient, and we get to 10x, right? One great product manager can do the work of 10 product managers. But there's going to be some companies that are going to want you to do the work of 10 people, right? So continuously be overloaded. But I just think and Dan talked about this. I'm not going to continue to go into this slide, but we control the chaos, and we're going to continue to control the chaos no matter what technology is developed. Just to give a foundation for this kind of presentation that we're doing, this is using AI to manage products. This is not managing products that use AI. That is a completely different track that we are very passionate about. And I think something that we're going to submit to the speaker circuit next year, how to manage data science, why using crisp DM instead of agile, all these different things when you're working with integrating machine learning models into your product. There's a ton of ways you could use AI to 10x your product management. We have a list of 60 and 18 different categories.
It changes almost every day.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're not going to be able to go over all those today, so we picked a handful. The great part is that we will send the list out in this PowerPoint with the product camp materials after this. So
We want to make this interactive, right? So
Yep.
we're going to ask you guys for industries and products, but the more wild and more creative you are, the more fun this will be. Like, think of aerospace industry, personal jetpacks, things like that. Edible perfumes, right? Hospitality, space hotels. Whatever you can think of, let's put it into our use cases that we're going to be using today. Where do you want to start, Mike?
all right, so we're going to start with GPT-01. This is the new one, the advanced model with reasoning. Why, as product managers, should we not solve problems for the needs of today? How long does it usually take us to build a product? A while. We'll take a while, right? So I wrote an article for Institute for the Future about this. I think it's very important that as product managers, we utilize strategic foresight and we look at the problems of 1 year, 3 year, 5 years from now, and we start thinking about and building scenarios of what the future is going to look like. So our products can adapt to future needs, because by the time that we build them, the needs of today are going to be gone or the needs are going to be different. So the first exercise that we're going to do is we're going to do a couple foresight exercises. So the first one is drivers of change. We're going to do a STEEP analysis, and STEEP is social, technology, environment, economic, and political. And we're going to pick an industry, and we're going to say, let's do this analysis. How different is this industry going to look in 10 years doing a STEEP analysis? So, Sasha, what industry?
Anybody have an industry you want to start with?
Healthcare.
Healthcare.
Streaming.
And I recommend, if you guys want to play along, get out your phones, get out your iPads, your computers, hop on ChatGPT or Gemini, put in some of these prompts. It's a lot of fun.
I think streaming is streaming.
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 So the new ChatGPT-01 preview takes a little bit longer. We're only going to use this for our first 2 questions, and then we're going to jump off. I've only been using this for a week. it's interesting. Like as it's going through it, you kind of see how ChatGPT is thinking about things and what it's doing. Not good for conferences and presenting, as I'm seeing how long it's taking here, right? So
Changes the screen the way it's.
yeah. So healthcare. Did I put in healthcare? Oh no, I didn't. Oh, Mike. All right, you could also edit your prompts. Thought for 23 seconds. We'll let this run again as we kind of go over it. So I think this just did in general, right? So we're going to see demographic shifts, aging populations, mega cities, a lot of transition, right? From when you see with just 2 massive hurricanes in Florida, right? Kind of gives an incentive for people to shift. Let's see, did it rerun it?
Like, do you tend to use one tool more than another?
It's a great question. I use ChatGPT for almost anything data related and maybe more advanced features. Claude is a great research assistant. So if you want to upload PDFs, if you want to do research on something with cited actual sources, Claude's great. Google Gemini is good for like, I need something right now. I need information within the last 3 months and not something on the training data, which usually is about a year out. Mistral from France, we're experimenting with too. And then Copilot has been great for internal applications. So if you work at a company that's like, hey, we're blocking ChatGPT, LLMs, things like that, Copilot is integrated in Microsoft, so it makes it easy to integrate.
Those, are they subscription or are those all what's for people?
They're all freemium. So you get a little taste and they hook you. And then now you have, I think they have 4 accounts that your wife is asking you about what these are and why is it.
Just have to be careful with like ChatGPT, the free version will have data from say 2022, 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So the premium version will give you updated. If you're doing financial research, not a good thing.
So this is high level. We'll go over like rise of chronic diseases, diversity, mental health awareness. These are drivers. So drivers of change are like things that were already happening, like we could see happening that have become the norm, current trends that will continue. The next one that we're going to do is called signals of change. So these are very weak drivers of change that are just starting, right? So a good example of a signal of change was like Elon Musk releases an electric car. If you remember 15 years ago, it's like, who's Elon Musk? Is that the PayPal guy? He's got a car, right? Like, and then that was a signal of change that then, started the revolution afterwards. So let's pick a different industry.
Different industry?
Music.
Oh.
Entertainment. There we go. Music and entertainment. Love it. Speaking of Elon Musk, saw that what was it, 100,000 GPUs, supercomputer he built in 19 days. The CEO and president of NVIDIA said the planning for that usually takes 2 years and the implementation's 1 year, but he did it in 19 days.
Wow.
So
what we're doing with the signals is just, the signals tell us one thing, but what we really want to do is we want to create future scenarios that we could plan to. And scenarios usually fall into a couple of buckets. There are probable, possible, plausible, and there's different levels, right? So you have the highly optimistic, like AI is going to do all of our work for us. We're going to work like 10 hours a week. Everything's going to be great. And then there's, the probable or the plausible is like AI is going to take over. It's going to be like Terminator and Skynet, right? So using signals of change to kind of create these different scenarios. So yes, musicians are finding themselves competing with AI generated content. I have a data scientist that just sent me his album and AI generated. I hope this doesn't take over music. AI is a collaborative tool for musicians. I see that as well as an opportunity. Scenario 2, decentralization of the music industry and everything's via blockchain and NFTs, money going directly to artists. That's an interesting, plausible future. Immersive and interactive virtual experiences dominate music consumption. Oh, so with VR and AR, that we're not actually going to concerts anymore. We're putting our VR goggles and we're being immersed in that. I think Fortnite's doing something like that. We'll see. Again, these are examples. kind of like disclaimer, the more you put into it and you think about the prompts, the more you get out of it. We're just going quickly giving some examples and just to show you some things to think about as you're developing products. All right, who has ever done a persona before? All right, so taking what we just learned, let's create a persona, but let's create future personas in the scenarios that we did to see who are the users going to be by the time that we develop these products. So we'll say act as a UX designer, also not being replaced, just using it as an example. And create a future persona of a customer. And we need another industry. What's up? Higher education. Education who uses AI products, and give me a description and a picture. And also, which is great, you don't have to spell correctly on ChatGPT. It's going to fix it for you. So I don't even take the time to correct it, especially when I'm in front of 100 people. All right, so it's, oh, and we were supposed to switch. So I'm going to go to GPT-4o because the advanced preview does not support images yet. So the DALL-E function is only on 4o.
Not only do we misspell, don't think that ChatGPT is going to spell correctly in their images either, because a lot of times you'll get just mumbo jumbo coming back out.
So who has used ChatGPT for image generation? All right.
Question?
Who has used it for image generation? Yes. I also say it's getting there. My favorite is still Midjourney, and yeah, Midjourney still dominates. But so here you go. ChatGPT not only creates a description, but a visual for you. All right, let's skip ahead. So a little less futuristic. Who here has ever heard of the term product market fit? All right, not going to beat that to death. There's been many presentations on it. I think that I saw a very interesting statistic when we're preparing for another conference, is that 42% of products fail because they did not find a market fit for it. They did not ask anyone if there was a fit for the product they were trying to build. So let's fix that. So there's what we like to use is called the triple diamond decision-making framework. We have an idea for a product. First diamond we do, is there a market for it? Explore all markets, converge on that. Then we say, in those markets, are there customers, and who are the customers that would use the product, right? And then, if you've ever heard of this term, jobs to be done, what jobs to be done are these customers doing? So let's help, and that could take weeks to do all that research. Who has that amount of time? Let's have ChatGPT do this in about 10 minutes. So let's pick a product.
What the wildest product anybody can think of?
PC.
What's that?
Not
Politically
we're being
correct.
recorded.
You have
Pencil,
a pencil. What kind of pencil?
mechanical
A
pencil.
mechanical pencil? I like it. There we go.
Or mechanical pencils. So identify growth, ops, key trends, and potential barriers. And I always add with the latest info you have available, because I don't want it pulling information from a decade ago. All right, so we're doing our market analysis. It's thinking, let's search some sites. And what do we have here? By rising educational investments in India and China, demand for mechanical pencils is increasing in both school and professional sectors. Definitely, we want to validate these things, but here's some idea. If you're thinking about developing a mechanical pencil and launching it, those might be your spaces. In North America, we've had mechanical pencils for forever, but thinking about sustainability, companies are innovating with break resistance and ergonomic designs to enhance durability. And you're having to compete with tablets. So I would just follow up with this. Do you think I should invest in creating mechanical pencils? So barriers such as market saturation and competition from digital tools, right? Maybe that the one point is you could get market opportunities back. let's look at the competitive landscape. Let's have ChatGPT help us here. What we need a market or a product? Think of something wild.
Irrigation.
Farm irrigation. All right. What are the top competitors in farm irrigation? And what are their key value props and weaknesses? So initially, like thinking about when we'd have to, do this different stages, right? If we're doing competitive research, there'd be a lot of Googling, interviewing, talking to people. Now we see that Netafirm and Jane Irrigation Systems and Lindsay Corporation are our targets now. We're going after them. They're going down. We see what their value proposition is. We see what they bring to the table, and we see what their weaknesses is. So very quick market analysis. I also have this trained to give me short responses. The magic of ChatGPT too is you could have that expand on it and give you pages of in-depth research or short answers.
So Mike, for somebody who's new to product and is trying to up their skill, right? And they don't know what to ask it, can they ask ChatGPT for an outline? Where to begin? Where should I start?
Yeah.
Identifying products. Yes.
Let's take an example. So where's someone in the product journey and what would you want help with from ChatGPT?
Monetization.
Okay. What product? Your monetization.
E-commerce app.
It's up.
What?
I'm sorry.
Social media app. So yes, you could ask it monetization questions. And again, with the statement earlier, the more detailed that you could give to it, and the more detail that we're trying to create here, the more that you're going to get out of it. So advertising, subscription models, in-app purchases, affiliate marketing, data monetization. We're going to go over, we do week-long strategy sessions on how to monetize companies' data, crowdfunding. So yes, there are, and that could help, choose that mix of monetization as well. But that really depends on the customers, right? And then we're going to kind of shift gears. We're going to finish with strategy. And this is going to be like the last segment of things that you do before you build the product. So we could also channel some people's idols. So we could say act as Marty Kagan and generate 3 different value props for what's a product type?
Closet organizing robot.
Yes. Closet organizing robot. Target it. Who are you targeting your robots at? What type of customers?
Clothes to organize.
Okay. At anyone who
Eats.
wears
Not nudists.
clothes.
Humans that wear clothing.
Nudists. All right. So that's more specific, not targeting nudists. So list potential benefits and drawbacks from the customer's perspective. So anyone who's ever read, Marty's books, like the solution lies right within customers, right? Talking to users, things like that. So you have this idea for your robot, and now it's giving you the value proposition, right? Never lose track of your wardrobe again. The robot provides a personalized inventory of clothing by scanning and categorizing every item in your closet. AI-powered recommendations suggest outfits based on your schedule preferences and weather conditions. I want this. I want to build this. We should build this. It's your idea. So yeah, I would buy this. See the power of this though, right? It just takes a random statement and now like, oh my God, that would be an amazing business idea.
So, like, based on this output, are you able to create a social media post?
That's a great question. So, because we want to test it, right? So based on this, can you create a message for social media so I can get the opinion of my network? Because kind of like the lean startup mentality, right? I want to get some feedback on this before I invest like the $150 I have in my bank account saved up to launch this. So what can I do? Need your thoughts. I'm exploring a cool new concept, closet organizing robot. What would you want it to do? Outfit suggestions based on weather and events, declutter, or automate laundry storing? I just want to do the laundry. 1, 2, or 3. What are our votes? One. All right. Outfit suggestions based on weather and events. Boom. We get this feedback, and now we have a unique value proposition. We know there's some. We know we have some champions in the market to test with. Great one. All right. So let's pick one more product celebrity. So we're going to say act as Tony Alwick. Who knows why we do this prompt this way?
Voice.
What's up?
Voice.
It's voice, right? So it scans all the material that they've published, and it crafts a response that would be in their voice, their mindset, things like that.
I think like tone.
Yeah, tone as well.
Can you also do tone on top of
Also doing domain, right?
Yeah.
Context.
concept?
Throw out a persona. Who's someone's main persona?
Yeah, but
CFO is trying to accomplish with, what do CIOs do? Accomplish with cash money. Identify any unmet needs or pain points. So there's a lot of things written on jobs to be done, right? It's a very useful tool. It goes back to the Clayton Christensen example, right? When they were working for McDonald's and they were observing and they were trying to increase their revenue at breakfast, and they noticed a lot of people from the drive-through come out with milkshakes. And they're like, why is milkshakes so high at these McDonald's in the morning? Because there's busy people, they did not have the time, and they're driving, so they only have one hand to operate. And the milkshake was, the most logical thing for them to do while they were driving, right? So it was the job that these the commuters, the job that can be job to be done was have a one-handed breakfast. And what was that one-handed breakfast option? McDonald's milkshake. So, oh wow. So cash money might have been a little bit too easy. Optimize liquidity, minimize financial risk, CFO, boring CFO stuff. But you get the point, right? Whatever product that you're working on, utilize the jobs to be done framework, enter it into here, be as detailed as possible. The more detailed that you put in, the more you get out of it. So I'm specifically saying, like, look at, if you have 4 product personas, do each product persona that you have, and then a type of product or even a feature. You could run this prompt a couple times and say, this persona with this feature, that feature, and get feedback on these things. All right, I don't even know what time it is. Yes, we should do probably some more advanced things. So I'm going to copy and paste this one. You want to give a heads up of what we're doing, more visual design?
So we're going to look at user journeys, right? We're going to develop a product. I forgot what prompt you're going to put in.
It's all good. So not that we're architects, but it takes a long time, at least for me, right, to draw things. If we're, as a product person too, we're usually not drawing architectural diagrams, but now we can. So one of the features I think that are in GPT that really isn't highly publicized is the ability to ask it to design things for you. So I'm going to say act as a senior software architect and generate a detailed oriented architectural diagram for what product?
Sunscreen applicator.
nice.
Can we do a digital product? Otherwise, this is going to break my prompt. Digital product. Anything.
Electronic book.
Electronic book. So then you put in your front end. You can enter all your applications in here. Anyone ever use draw.io? Okay, so draw.io is a free diagramming software. And if you ask ChatGPT to write you diagrams in mermaid code, it will actually give you all the code that you just copy and paste into draw.io. Why mermaid code? Because I tried the rest of them and none of them worked as well. That is the official answer that I have. For whatever reason, it generates great mermaid code. So we're gonna
The
go,
other LLMs do that as well, or no?
great question. So I usually, for things like this, I go to ChatGPT. Oh. All right, so we're gonna go to arrange. We're gonna go to insert, advanced mermaid. We're gonna paste in the mermaid code and we're gonna get an error, of course, because I'm giving a presentation and that's how this works. So go back to GPT. I got an error. Do it again after I just raved about you, mermaid code. So if there is an error, ask it to do it again, see what it comes up. If not, I'll just pull one of the ones that we've done before. There's also a Lucid plugin. Anyone use Lucid? All right, that might actually be easier. Oh,
Base there.
yeah, yep.
Good time to shine.
Yep. So
It's odd.
we use ChatGPT. So we're gonna go to Lucid and we're gonna put in the same prompt. So, oh, that's it. So what was our product again?
No plug.
So we're gonna go curveball here. We're just gonna delete the last one. So there's a ChatGPT plugin called Lucid. And all you do is write your prompt in there. So the key things here is like, if you know your front end platforms, your back end platforms, what databases that are using, you just have to list all the things that are going on in your architectural environment and have a Lucid account. So considering the amount of work that it's doing, this did it pretty quickly. And it gives you kind of an idea what what the image is going to look like here. And then it should give you a link to Lucid chart to edit it. To me, one of the best things I see about this is usually it saves time, not today. It's gonna make me re-authenticate. Oh, fun stuff. So Sasha, could you tell a funny story for a second?
I got a few.
Solve this problem.
Water grass. Water your grass.
Oh, sweet. I just got some sod down. All right, let's see if it goes through. We do this all over again. All right, there we go. Our architectural diagram. Now, again, small example, but the key point here is that we've all done diagrams before, right?
Yeah.
Time to think about it. What's the foundation? What size box should I use? Where should the things go? It's not going to do the entire diagram for you, but it's going to get the first 20% off and ready for you to go in, edit, and expand on. Visual collaboration is incredibly important in today's day and age, especially when not everyone is physically in the office with each other, right? We're dealing with teams from different offices, different countries. Even Dan talked about the translations, which are even incredibly easy to do here. So we'll do another one in Lucid since it decided to work today. So we did the architecture diagram. Who's ever did customer journey? All right, let's do a customer journey. So I'm going to copy and paste this. We need a customer type and a product type. So
Funny. Anybody got a funny, like toddlers or something like that?
Zookeeper.
all right, what technology do zookeepers use?
Animal monitoring,
Okay,
health monitoring. No,
zookeeper
something else. Need something different.
using.
Genetically modified animal?
Wow, you wanted weird.
Don't tell PETA.
All right, we're gonna do health tracker app because I don't know if I want to get that weird.
Someone called out Jurassic Park in the back.
A Jurassic Park zookeeper. I like that. Let's do that.
automatically let the dinosaurs out.
Boy, if we give it up to AI, you never know, right? All right, so the good thing about the Lucid app too, so it does both. It's going to write it out in Mermaid code first, so you could hypothetically copy and paste this. I might try it again to all IO. I did not. I'm going to say link this to Lucid, please. And we'll see if draw.io is working again. Oh, hey-oh, there we go. All right. So Jurassic Park Zookeeper healthcare app. So it lays out the pillars of the user journey. It has the emotions on there. Usually it has a key. But again, you can update it the more specific that you want to be. Create me a legend, use these emotions. The more that you put in the user journey, this really gets you started. Again, some of the hardest work, getting into the system, thinking about what you're going to do. Before I go any further, has anyone experimented with ChatGPT doing these outlines yet? Is this new? Is this repetitive? Where are we at?
It's new.
New? Okay. Just want to make sure that I'm not. I know not to talk about writing user stories and OKRs. Not sure what else. Thank you. All right. So one other thing before, let's see if this is relevant. So we'll go back to our original one. Has anyone ever used ChatGPT to create a survey, create synthetic data, and analyze results? You want to see a quick run through of that?
Yeah, please.
All right. So,
Yes, survey.
okay. My favorite.
Synthetic data, that's something we can export.
What's up?
Can we export the data?
Yes. So act as a master survey designer. And I'm just going to do a quick one on this. Create a comprehensive survey. We need a product, Sasha.
Machines.
Ice cream machine. Cool. McDonald's could probably use some of this. Do all the best.
Don't forget the ice cream.
Ice cream, not an ice machine.
Nice machine.
Oh. That's what I get for trying to make a bad joke. Oh. All right, so we're going to kind of go into some features now that are kind of newer ChatGPT. So, it's going to create the survey for you, a really detailed, in-depth survey. You could copy and paste it, but you could also just ask it to create a Word document for you. And you can take that Word document and you can use that Word document to upload into whatever service that you're going through. And again, there's parameters on here. I just gave a very general one on my sheet, which is too long. I gave it 5 key points that I wanted to ask. So you could say, create a 5-question survey or a 50-question survey, and here are the areas. And it can create it incredibly fast. And now that, we have this survey, let's say, are these the right questions? Is it getting the right results? So we could say, act as a data scientist and generate synthetic survey responses for this survey. And we're just going to do this survey. There's a much more detailed prompt. Again, this guide that we created, we will send out to everyone. It will be on the Product Camp's website with some more detail.
Thank you.
Just for timing, we're going to do this. So it's acting as a data scientist. It's writing this in Python. So it's literally creating a synthetic data set for you. So you can get it back, right? You can create the survey, you can create test data, and then you can analyze this test data before you do all the work of sending this out. Being like, is this getting me the information that I was looking for? Do I want this type of response from my customers? Am I forgetting anything? And we're going on like 3 minutes with this, right? So you could spend half a day with this and completely reshape the way that you think about designing, executing, and getting feedback from surveys. Has anyone, I know I've done this. If you put a survey out and then after it happens, like, oh my God, I wish I would have asked this question, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. And you just went through days and weeks and
Yeah.
lots of money sending these surveys out. So, let's use this tool to get ahead of things like that. So here's your synthetic data. Here's all this stuff. You could easily download the table. Right now it's automatic. Usually, last time I did this, I had to ask it for Excel. Now it's just giving you a download button. So you can also see that like this is moving at the speed of light. So open, please. So now you have an Excel sheet with your synthetic data that may or may not open. Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's even shaded. It's well organized. I love this. So now I have my data. What do I want to do with it? So I'm going to say act as a McKinsey consultant and analyze the survey. Oh, actually, why am I typing all this? There's a reason for this prompt. Kind of making the case of how not only can you 10x your product management, but you could also save money. So I'm gonna attach, I think I put this in downloads. So I'm attaching the data that I created, the fake data. I'm writing, saying act as a consultant analyst, identify key trends, segment the customers, prioritize my features, set pricing and value proposition, right? Is my price point the right price point where it should be? And then give me recommendations on how to improve my product based on the feedback. And you don't have to take all the feedback from it, right? But it's nice to get different opinions. And you could ask it for feedback from different points of view. Act as a consultant, act as a user, act as a grandma on the beach in like Puerto Rico, right? You could put in whatever user that you think to get that perspective of the customer. So now you'll see that like poor consistency, frequent blockages are top issues reported by customers, and only 16% rated their satisfaction. You might want to do something about those ice cream machines. So it's going to go through all this data, and then at the end, it's going to give recommendations on how to improve your product. And it's going to give you that you just saved $100,000 to $250,000 by not hiring a McKinsey consultant to do this. There you go. Now you can 10x your product management and save a bunch of money because you have your AI consultant right here. Not trying to put myself out of a job. We do teach how to do this. So if you do need a consultant, we're also here. But just kind of like showing big picture, right? Like its efficiency, like ChatGPT saves research time. It helps give you a different perspective. Again, it's never going to replace us. We're controlling the chaos. We are the creatives, but it does give us different perspectives. It gives us different tools to make the best products possible that people want. All right. 5-ish more minutes. Any questions before we jump into the next part? Yes.
There's no massive hallucination going on through all this experimentation.
Great, great job. Always check the research, right? So before you make a decision on this, like analyze, you should analyze the Excel sheet yourself too, as one example. Like go through, make sure that you agree with the synthetic data that it approved. If it's giving you research, I didn't do this in this, but you see the little links down here are going to be links to its analysis or sources. Check the sources, read the sources. If you're doing research, request sources. I'm just keeping this all on one platform here to make it easier for presentation, but I would do most of my research on Claude, and I would say use MLA citations, and it literally pulls up the papers that it does the research on. So you could download it, you could save it in Apple Books and read it later. You could write it into your prompt. Write it into your prompt that I want you to give me information to validate this stuff. Yes.
I actually had the same question.
All righty. Yes. Validation is important. Ethics are important, right? All these things are important. That's another thing that still kind of falls on us, right? Whatever it says, ask it for where did you get this information from? Check that information. I've got it back and it's like, oh, I got this from Gartner. And all right, give me the link to the Gartner page. And it's Gartner's homepage. You did not get this from Gartner, right? Like not using that, right? Next one. Give me another one,
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
Hey, Mike, I have a question about, I saw you doing a lot of the writing, and ChatGPT has the option for you to speak to it and do all of your writing. I don't know if you want to show that or if that's something you wanted to speak about, but I was just curious if that's something you believe in using.
Yeah, yes, I think that's only mobile application, not web though.
Well, they do have it in web. It's still in beta right now.
Gotcha. I thought I had the,
Where you'll be able to go.
yes, I agree. 100% was listening to that this morning. And I think Dan touched on this too. Is like, that's gonna be the next generation where we're, a bold prediction about product management in the future. In a couple of years, we're not gonna have keyboards anymore. Everything's gonna be voice. So yes, I agree with that. Kind of, that'd be kind of interesting. Yeah.
Certainly. So in my company, Chamberlain organization, we were talking about how we can apply AI, et cetera. And for those of us who are either new, I'm stealing this idea from one of our leadership, but one of the things that we talked about as far as privacy and ensuring that you're not inadvertently exposing company secrets to the community. For those folks that have their access to ChatGPT, just make sure that you're going into the settings and you're turning off the public sharing learning.
Yep.
Piece. I didn't know that, and I've been using ChatGPT for a couple of years now. I have my own little, pro plan.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I turn that off because I do things for my 9 to 5. I do things for my side hustle, and I don't want the world to know everything I'm talking about.
Exactly. That's a good point. We also do custom LLM platform. We'll build an off-network LLM. This is where, and I haven't mentioned this yet, the Llama 3.1 model from Facebook. It's an Meta. It's an open source model. We use that. We're actually working on a big pharmaceutical company project with that. Obviously, they don't want all their patent secrets and things like that. They don't even trust that setting. So we've taken the LLM, right? We don't create LLMs, but we're using them, integrated into their platform on their server. So they have completely private on-prem large language model running, helping them get through FDA regulations, patent applications, everything at light speed. I know I'm pushing the boundary on time, so I'm going to ask for favor. I always love feedback. It's how we make these presentations better. This has evolved over the year, as new things come up. Me and Sasha evolve what we're doing here. We have some raffle prizes. We are raffling away a $1,000 cooler. If you never knew that your cooler needed to be that expensive, it can be. Has Bluetooth speaker wrapped in the Chicago skyline. Also feedback here. Please join Menti. Put this code in. I'll keep my computer with me and kind of run through it. We have 2 questions for you, and then open-ended feedback, what you'd like to see, how we can make this presentation better. If you want to connect, we're on LinkedIn. We love having these conversations. So thank you so much for being here at Product Camp. All right. Cool. Thanks, everybody.
Great talk, guys. That was awesome. Just get set up for a second.
Yeah.
Take over.
Yeah, you got it. Take a picture of it, or if you guys I'm going to be at that table the rest of the day. So if you want to chat, I'm right there. Thank you.
Still getting it.
Okay. So, networking and both.
I don't even.
From 11 to 11:30, and then at
I think we're associated
we're gonna have lunch on 37. I think